The Indiana candidates for the U.S. Senate went head-to-head tonight, and everything was on the table from abortion rights to inflation. It was the only televised debate for the Senate seat as Republican incumbent Todd Young attempts to gain re-election. While there were three candidates on stage, Republican incumbent Senator Todd Young, Libertarian James Senech, and Democrat Mayor of Hammond Thomas McDermott.
I'd like to remind all of our candidates that we have so many questions, so I'd like us to restrain our use of rebuttals for the times most necessary.
Two were the most vocal on issues, especially against each other.
Senator Young talking about transparency. What a hoot.
One of my opponents is misinformed. Or it's because they are intentionally distorting Hoosiers.
McDermott largely focused on how he believes Senator Young has mishandled the economy, while Young blamed the Biden administration for inflation and costly prices in the grocery store and at the pump.
This is the last thing you want to do, a stimulus bill, which led to all manner of inflation. So we need to stop spending trillions of dollars that will just exacerbate this problem.
Since he's been in office, he's added $16 trillion to our nation's $30 trillion debt. And you know what causes inflation? Government spending.
We have to balance the budget so that we can get inflation rates down. When we don't have a balanced budget and we keep spending, the Fed will keep printing money, and that contributes to inflation.
Well, the topic of who won the 2020 presidential election was something all candidates seemingly agreed on.
Biden won the presidency. He is our president.
Abortion rights took center stage Sunday night. McDermott and Senech says an abortion ban isn't the answer, and Young says he's leaving it in the hands of Hoosiers.
Politicians should not act as physicians. Whatever law is created, either pro-life or to codify it, that we can still reduce abortions throughout America. And it's through a plan that looks through not banning abortion.
Right now, women in Indiana don't even know what the current status of the abortion law in our state is. It's because it's confusing. There are rights that should be set by the U.S. Supreme Court, and when they are set by the U.S. Supreme Court, they shouldn't be removed, especially after 5 decades of precedent.
The people of Indiana and 49 other states are in the process, consistent with our values and ideas of trying to get this right. I don't think anyone pretends that we've gotten it right. I do accept exceptions, and I'll accept whatever the people of Indiana decide.
Well, the candidates also addressed same-sex marriage, and when Senator Young was asked about this, he compared marriage to big government regulating things like baptisms and other religious sacraments, explaining this is an issue of settled law.